So the media is telling us that we're going to have a banner year in 2025 for real estate, particularly in the Toronto home sales market. Today, we're going to discuss whether or not the media is actually feeding you the truth or not. We're going to talk about what the data really shows, and we're going to talk a little bit about 2025 while highlighting what's happening in November of 2024. Hi there, my name is Marcy, and I work here in the GTA. Okay, so let's get into the data. What has happened? Okay, so we're going to look at a couple of charts here. So you may have seen the media throwing all kinds of things out, saying that we have bidding wars happening again, saying that new buyers are, kind of getting back into the market because they've been sitting on the sidelines for so long. We've had experts saying that the change in interest rates in October have completely stimulated the market. Okay, so is this actually true? Well, we're seeing a few things here. Treb is talking about a 40% increase in the amount of sales volume versus last month. And that's actually true. So we're selling 5,875 houses were sold in the GTA. Now, keep in mind, though, that that was only 2,236 in the actual Toronto market. Now, if you look historically, I'm going to show you the chart here. Let's go back through those historical trends. So here's some old charts from Treb. So what you can see on the older charts is that 5,000 sales was completely dismal. In fact, it was like the winter of the market. The good months of the market, we were selling like 11,000, 12,000 houses a market. So while we may have had a 40% increase versus last month, it's actually kind of dismal because the numbers are actually still really low. Now let's talk a little bit about what's happening with pricing. Are the prices coming up? Well, it depends on which statistic that you look at. So if you look at the average price in the Toronto market, we're seeing a 2.6% increase in the actual sales price. So that's, a million, just over $1 million there. We've seen that kind of consistent over the last little while. However, if you look at the benchmark price for home sales, which is the price where the home basically contains most of the things that people are looking for, you're seeing a slight compression in that of minus 1.22% versus November of 2023. So that benchmark price is $1,061,000, whereas the average price is $1,106,000. Now, what's also kind of interesting here is that we've, of course, talked about condos and how there's a lot of trouble in the condo market, not so bad in the resale, but mostly in the pre-con market. However, we are seeing the sales volume going through in the condos to be a little bit lower, and therefore you have a lot more detached kind of volume, which is actually kind of driving up kind of what the prices kind of look like for sales, or the prices kind of look like. And we do see a couple of areas, in particular, Roncesvalles having a detached price increase in November of 8% and a couple of other areas in the city. We're also seeing new listings really up. So 11,592 new listings in the market. That's quite a few. Now, kind of the question is, if everything's been is going to be so great in 2025, why are people putting their homes on the market now? Like, why are we seeing this kind of surge in new listings? We have right now also 3.3 months of inventory. So inventory basically means the number of houses available. All these houses would sell. How long would it take us to sell all of the houses available and have nothing left to sell? So right now we're sitting at 3.3 months of inventory in the Toronto area. So the question is, what's going to happen? If you look at these historical charts, what you're seeing in terms of pricing, as you see like a long kind of gradual run up, then craziness, in COVID. Then they came down. But if you look at the charts, they haven't kind of bounced back up. So while we may be doing better versus, say, November last year or the year before, those prices, if you look at this chart, we're still kind of sitting a little bit lower in terms of prices. Now, what's going to happen with these interest rates? Well, we have another announcement next week. We're expecting another decrease rate in variable mortgages. However, we're having some trouble right now with the fixed rates because of bond yields. The fixed rates aren't as low. They did come up a little bit, and they're not as low as we thought maybe they were going to. Another factor that's happening in the Toronto market is we're seeing unemployment increase and a lot of layoffs happening. So we're now up to 8% unemployment in the Toronto area. We're seeing, inflation sitting around 2%. So what we're actually kind of seeing is a slowing of the economy. Now, keep in mind, we've got that massive, massive amount of people coming through next year to renew their mortgage. People that probably got a mortgage at a crazy amount, like 1, 2%. You might be one of those people, and you're really hoping that next year we're going to see the interest rates lower. So most likely we're going to see the Bank of Canada lower those because I don't think they want to deal with the bloodbath that's going to ensue if we don't do something about those interest rates for everybody. So the question is, what's going to happen in this spring market? Trump is saying it's going to be fantastic. All the big brokerages are saying it's going to be fantastic. We are definitely seeing signs of life coming back in the market. Like when you actually look around, you're seeing definitely a lot more homes coming up for sale, a lot more movement. But the big question is, are all those buyers who are sitting on the sidelines, are they actually going to jump and get back in the market in 2025? The historical data would show that we're not quite there yet. However, feeling from an emotional perspective, it does look like people are starting to kind of feel a little bit more antsy, like they're starting to move a little bit more. So right now, I think we need a little bit more research just to kind of think about it. I think we're going to definitely see a stronger spring market in 25. The question is, how strong is that market going to be? And are we just going to have like a ton of new inventory? Or are we going to actually see sell through on this? And are we going to see the prices continue to escalate? A lot of people are really afraid the prices are going to go really high, which is why they want to buy now. That could be the case. We probably will see the prices come up a little, but I think you have to also think about what area you're buying in because some areas are definitely seeing prices increase more than other areas. The more popular areas are getting higher prices. And what I'm seeing is kind of people picking off the homes that have like a lot of features that they really like and areas that they really like with all the amenities they really like. And those ones are selling a lot faster. But the homes that are, maybe not in the most popular street or don't have the kind of amenities or are not in a good school district, that kind of thing, those are not selling as fast. Okay, so that's kind of an update for November of 2024. My name is Marcy. If you would like to contact me, my information is below. I would be happy to share more information very specifically about your neighborhood, your street, that kind of thing. So feel free to reach out.